Hey all, John aka Whisky and Sound once again with another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. Now, I told you last week that I was going to come with an Isla based whiskey, aka Laphroaig. And guess what? Laphroaig Cairdeas Triple Wood. I am about to kill this bottle, which is going to be a sad moment because I really love this whiskey. It is a big whiskey, and what I mean by big is it's one of those ones that you need to sit down over a period of time and really appreciate these, like this particular dram. And it wasn't brought to my attention until Dan Woolley had it on pour at a particular tasting at Mjolnir back in 2019, I think it was. And that was, yeah, that was a pretty big tasting actually, because that had a couple of Cairdeas releases, if I recall correctly. But this one in particular, because they had we tried the triple wood as well as the Cairdeas triple wood at the end of it, and this was just big. And I remember saying that you needed like a fishbowl to really appreciate what was going on with this dram, because it is so big, it just unfolds over time. Now this has had a bit of airtime in the bottle. I have definitely given this a real red hot go. So on that note, let's kill this thing. And off you go. I am going to make it worth the while. And there you have it, a live pour, or a recorded pour, I should say. Anyway, my dearly beloved, you will be missed. Trust me, you will be missed. Now, where did I put that cork? Right. Okay. I do put it in one of these glasses because it needs room to breathe, and it needs room to tell its story because it's such a big whiskey. So, and it needs no introduction. Like, it's one of those drams that, yeah, it's got the Laphroaig distinct like iodine hit that you get on the nose, where you know, yeah, it's Laphroaig. It's sea salty, it's briny, it's got all those funky characters which automatically bring you to Laphroaig. And that's what we've grown to love with Laphroaig whiskey. You either really love it, or you can't accept it for what it is, and you're just like, nope, too hard basket, can't deal with it. I'll just stick to any other smoky whiskey or whatever. Like, you never forget your first Laphroaig, I know that much. And I sure as hell didn't forget mine. So, and it's been a journey that I've been enjoying since. So on this, now with Cairdeas Triple Wood, so it is a Friends of Laphroaig exclusive release, which is Triple Wood. So it was first matured in ex-bourbon, and then, which I believe are Maker's Mark casks for Laphroaig. Then it was matured second round in quarter casks, and then finished off in ex Oloroso. So it's gone through a series of maturation periods and finished off into this lovely dram that we have here, which does all sorts of wonderful things. I don't have to sit there and wait for this thing to open up, because it has opened up as well. I think it's at its premium point where I get raisins and dates on this thing. I also get a hint of peppermint or a menthol note of some sort, which I'm going to channel in on that with a particular beer. I have been looking for a whiskey to pair this back with, and the other whiskey that I probably would have paired this back with, or this particular beer, would have been the Redbreast 27-year-old Ruby Port, which also has a distinct menthol note, which I pick up on. Then it goes into like a damp. It's got like a damp campfire smoke, like something that, like the rain has come down on a little bonfire that you've made in like a little campfire that you've made out in the woods. It's just been rained on. You've stomped on it, so it's got mud in there as well. That's the kind of smoke that I'm getting, the smoke or the ambers that I'm getting on the nose. So it's that mixed with these fruits that you would expect to get from the Oloroso cask. So that's where the dark stewed fruits are coming from, like those raisins, dates, prunes, plums even. Um, yeah, that medicinal note is definitely still there as well from Laphroaig, that signature note. So some it's like a double shot espresso coffee or a triple shot, we'll call it, because triple wood, triple shot. Why not? It works. Either way, it's a strong shot of espresso coffee that I'm getting on the nose. Almost goes off into like a savory number as well. So I think because there's so much going on with this, I am going to pull out the beer that I had in mind for this particular dram. Dessert in a can, once again. The reason why I've got dessert in a can is because this is a chocolate toffee peppermint cookie. So that peppermint note is what I want to accentuate in this, just to see how big I can bring it forward. But not just that, I'm hoping that the chocolate and toffee notes and the fact that it's cookie related, or it's a dessert in a can, it's gonna be quite rich in flavor. So I'm expecting it to just wrap around all the smoke and just kind of contain it, and then really bring out the backbone flavor from Laphroaig. So far, dessert in a can pairings have not failed me in doing just that. Like, they are a very rich and decadent beer. So I'm confident that it'll tame. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say tame. I'm confident that it'll complement and open up this Laphroaig even more. That's my in game with this particular whiskey. 10.5. So it is another big bloody dessert whiskey beer. Back to Johnny Tulip. All right. Without even tasting it, I'm confident that this is going to work. Look at that black of blackness that you get out of this can. Just lovely. Right. Let's see how my confidence goes, and we'll see if it does its thing. Right, let me remind myself of how awesome this whiskey is. It's just the nose. I can sit here and nose this thing. Just minutes upon, I won't say hours because you'll lose it, but I can sit here for a good 25, 40, 50 minutes and just sit there and nose it and just hear what this thing has to say. Truly, it's one of those whiskies. What a beast. 59.5%. That's just that finish. Big maritime notes. More espresso, spice. That campfire smoke, that damp campfire smoke that I was telling you about before. That's starting to unravel. Yeah, dark chocolate. Oh man, that coats the palate so well. Oh, that is. It recommends to put some water in that particular dram, so then that way it opens up to you more and tells a bit more of a story. I think it is almost sacrilege to add water to it, purely because it already has a big enough story to tell. And for those that are Laphroaig fans or Isla whiskey fans, you'll appreciate it already. There's already so much to enjoy of this whiskey that, yeah, you can stretch it out with a bit of water, don't get me wrong, but me personally, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But it's definitely, it speaks volumes, especially in a glass like so. So on that note, we're going to see how the dessert in a can holds up against it. And I'm hoping. What a nose on this. My goodness. Yeah, that's not cookie, that's candy. That is candy on the nose. Like it's like toffee and peppermint. Yeah, it's confectionery. Very confectionery. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be very interesting. Alright. Let's see how it goes. So another big bloody pairing that we got here. So 59.5%, 10.5%. It is not a lightweight. Exercise caution with this, and have your water on hand as well. Enjoy it responsibly, I will say that as a disclaimer. But anyway, let's go a beer wash and then we'll do a whiskey rinse and see how that goes. I think the whiskey rinse is going to be the knockout with this particular pairing. The reason why is because it is such a huge whiskey that it'll have fun with this particular beer. All right. Oh yeah, there's a hint. There's a hint of peppermint on that one for sure. Good. That's the note that I'm after. That's the note that I'm after. It's chocolate, which I know will blend with this particular whiskey. And Wow. Wow, that's actually going a different direction. Complete different direction that I was expecting it to. So that's gone more savory. Very much savory, actually. It's like, yeah, shit, I did not expect that. Okay, that's a nice surprise. I like to be surprised. That's always a good thing. All right. So maybe beer wash, whiskey rinse. Yeah, I mean, not to say that it was a bad idea. It's definitely not a bad idea. Yeah, that just wasn't what I expected, really. Still fun, definitely still fun. That's for sure. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, let's try the other way. Maybe that's the direction that I was hoping that this was going to take. Or the direction that I was looking to achieve out of this particular pairing. So, and if you notice that there was a brief pause, that's just because our dinner just rocked up. So I had to wait to the door. Anyway, not to worry. So let's try a. I'll get some water first. Rinse out the pellet a bit. Right. Whiskey wash and then beer rinse. Let's see what that does. Hopefully that does what I want it to do. And I don't know if it's going to do it, to be honest. We'll just wait for the surprise and see what happens. Oh, this nose. This nose is so good. This is one of my favourite Laphroaigs, and I have Dan Woolley to blame for this because he, this was one of his introductions, obviously, to me. So, really coat that palate out, and then right about now will be a good time to enjoy that beer. Yeah, see, that's more what I was trying to achieve. That's what I was after. All right. So the way to go with that was whiskey wash, beer rinse. And that, yeah, definitely mint really shows through on that one. And it's not because that's the last standing flavor on, like, coming out with the beer, but there's a few things that happen on that particular. I'm still trying to process it, actually. It's really, really doing a number on my palate here, but in a good way. It's not a bad thing. It is just, it's so bloody big. Pardon me. So, upon having the whiskey first, and then having the beer afterwards, rinsing it all out. Mint was the first thing that I grabbed, and then there was the blend of like a rum and raisin chocolate thing happening. Like you get the like the stewed fruits, like the dark fruits that you would get from the whiskey, and like that rum coated chocolate. I'm getting a WhatsApp call, and I don't know who that's from. But anyway, you can wait. It's you get that rum coated chocolate influence from the beer mingling together with the fruits that you get from the Laphroaig, as well as that menthol barrier as well. It really is quite the combo. It's big. It's massive. So that was the one that I wanted to sink. So, but I was expecting that more from a beer wash with the whiskey rinse because of the finish on the Laphroaig. But maybe what I was looking for was the Laphroaig needed to be, like the finish already needed to be on the palate, and then the beer just coat over it. So that's probably more what I was after. But I needed to have that to find out. So it's good. This is the whole idea of doing these Boilermaker pairings, because you don't know which way it's going to go. And it's the whole concept of that third element that you have, that you just think you're either going to go one way or another, or you can just go on a complete different tangent altogether. And the worst case scenario, you have two separate drinks to enjoy. But trust me, on this particular pairing, this works. But go your whiskey first, and then like do a whiskey wash, a beer rinse, and you will not be disappointed if you get your hands on Laphroaig Triple Wood cartridge release at the car strength, and dessert in a can, chocolate toffee peppermint cookie. So worth it. All right, and on that note, thank you so much for tuning in again for another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. I am going to change it up, and I know I keep saying I'm going to change it up. I actually will. I will do all in my power to get out and experience Boilermaker pairing with another place. So leave it with me, and on that note, I will catch yous next week. Catch ya.